Hello, everybody. Welcome to Om Hint. My name is Juggy. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Har Har Mahadev. How's everybody doing? Namaste. So, I'm Juggy, and
I'm Josie.
I'm Heather J.
so we're here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about astrology. They've been helping us with different kinds of stuff behind the scenes. So I'm going to tell some astrology, and they have some questions about astrology, and we can do like some live teaching, I guess, of astrology.
Yes.
So today is Pratipat, or the first lunar day, which means it's the first day of the waxing moon. That means the moon's growing.
Yeah.
We just had the new moon last night. So now we moved into the...
And that was some powerful energy.
Yeah, wasn't it?
It really was. Well, we had our little reading and everything, and we were talking about it, and it was all about new change and moving forward. So
Change your vibe, change your tribe.
for real, that's been my life right now.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what the new moon energy was. So we've been drawing pictures because today's Aslesha, right? So.
I know y'all want to get that detail.
And so this is a snake because today's
Snake.
deity is a snake. I put it on green paper because it's ruled by Mercury.
Oh, nice.
And then the animal for today is actually a cat. So you can show the cat picture.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the animal was a snake.
Oh yeah,
No.
cat. This is I don't know what. I just cat.
She's an artist. She's like
yeah.
a professional artist.
Yeah,
Tell them your
she's really
Instagram.
It's art by Jocelyn Garcia, and that's JOCELYNE. If y'all want to follow me on there, I do custom works.
She does pictures of goddesses and gods and all kinds of amazing stuff.
Yeah,
Custom pieces too.
Yes.
So whatever you want.
I'll even do like wearable art and like custom denim
Jean jackets, shoes.
Shoes, I'll do shoes. Yeah. I'll basically paint on whatever you give me, and or draw.
My Instagram is Heather J11. I don't do artwork, but might want to follow me just in case.
Yeah.
She's a creative.
She's a very creative person as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So today, Pratipat's the first day of the waning wax. Today's the first day of the waxing moon, and today Mercury retrograde ended, thankfully, and hopefully the amount of delays and weird upness that happens and has been happening will slow down. It'll start to slow down. Right now, Mercury is not moving at all. It's not moving backwards and it's not moving forwards. And then it's pretty soon it's going to start to move forwards. It kind of pauses out for a minute. And then boop, 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 then it starts going forward again.
And then whenever it goes forward, then what's going to happen with the energy?
Oh, then it's going to be good.
So it's basically unreversing.
Yeah, it's unreversing. It goes forward, but it's so minuscule they don't really count it.
Yeah.
It's like baby steps amounts. Because it's always moving, but it's just not really, it's just like small amounts that it's moving. So they call it like where it's Mercury is like stopped. Then pretty soon it'll move forward. And then we got 88 days about of Mars and Cancer still.
And what does the Mars and Cancer mean energy-wise?
A lot of emotions, a lot of aggression, people fighting.
That makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of that going on. It's been going on since about the end of June.
Mm-hmm.
Since the beginning of the retrograde.
Yeah. Mars and Cancer, and it's been quite the intense. We got Sun, we got Venus, we got Mars, and we got Mercury in Cancer. And they're all chilling out in Cancer, so a lot of emotions going on and going strong. So that's kind of the energy in the atmosphere right now. Because normally the first day of the new cycle is very good for getting things done, but it's kind of still a little stalled out. I wouldn't shoot for the other thing you got to pay attention to is the what is that? So also the nakshatra, right?
So first of all, what is a nakshatra?
Okay, so a nakshatra is a constellation of stars. The literal meaning is star.
Okay.
Oftentimes, you can also translate it as star goddess.
Okay.
There's 27 of them. And the thing is, the moon moves through one each day,
Okay.
24-hour period. So
Okay.
sometimes it's in the middle of the day, sometimes, it's a 22-hour period.
So every day there's a new nakshatra.
Yeah, at some point in the day, it switches over. Because it's not 24 hours, it's 22, it switches, But sometimes it's the middle of the night, sometimes it's the middle of the day, sometimes it's 5 p.m., but it switches one every day. And so the energy changes because the idea is that they're all different goddesses, and it's like when the moon goes to visit him, he changes his mood because they're all his wives.
When the moon goes to visit the nakshatra?
Yeah, they're all 27 or like 27 of his
that's
wives.
why there's sometimes goddesses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they're considered goddesses because they're all his wives.
Okay, I see.
So he goes to visit one each day.
Oh.
And to accommodate them, because the thing is that in astrology, the male energy is considered the sun and the female is the moon, right? And the thing is that the female energy reflects the male energy, right? So the thing is that when he goes to visit all his wives, he wants to please them, right? And they all have different tastes. So he'll change his energy a little bit in order to make them happy.
Oh, okay.
So the thing is that the moon is in charge of certain things and aspects in nature, right? So the moon is in charge of water, the moon is in charge of emotions, the moon is in charge of plants, the moon is in charge of all of these things, which make up a lot of the functions of the world. So when he goes to visit his different wives, he'll take on a different mood in order to please them. But the thing is, this results in things changing on the earth. And so the mood of the people, the emotions, the feelings, they change. So Aslesha is the crunchy part of, well, not crunchy is the wrong word. It's the clingy part of Cancer. Like, you know how like in Western astrology, they're like, oh, Cancers are so clingy and emotional and stuff like that. Well, Aslesha is like the heaviest part of that. And, well, you can see. What does a snake do?
Oh yeah, it's literally like clingy. It literally
Yeah,
clings to you and
it literally
suffocates you.
Yes, it suffocates you. And so you see, that's what a snake does, and that's what Aslesha does. And they're very possessive, very jealous. They're also into Kundalini,
Yeah.
the snake of Kundalini, right? So Asleshas are very sexual. Asleshas are very sexual. Asleshas are very into Kundalini. Asleshas are kind of secretive. They have a little bit more of the Scorpio traits. Because you're moving in, the next sign, the next evolution of the water signs is Scorpio. So I just kind of noticed that some of the more traits you might associate a little bit more with Scorpio, you tend to see with Aslesha. But it's just I mean, some of the more negative. Anybody can have negative and positive, but generally speaking, I do tend to see there is this kind of intensity with the Aslesha crowd. I've known a few of them. They can get kind of angry too easily. They can their emotions can get like oof.
I'm like, do I have that in my chart?
No.
Okay, great.
No, I know a few. I know you. I know you're out there. No, those are Asleshas. You're out there. No, but the that's kind of the energy. And so what happens is on Aslesha, this is a good day for doing legal things because it's got that intensity. It's a good day for filing a lawsuit and suing people and things like that. Like really intense things like that. It's also good for yoga. People like me that are highly kind of intuitive, it can get a little heavy. Like I have to, go strong with the crystals,
Yeah, definitely. But if you were to suggest a crystal, what would you suggest for today? Like a full-on
Tiger's Eye.
Tiger's Eye. Oh, I love Tiger's Eye.
Tiger's Eye is good. Let's see. Let's
She's
see.
got a lot.
This shungite, that's quite good.
Oh, wow.
Well, I also charge these up.
Pretty.
I charge these up with fires, so they're a little bit stronger than the average.
Contrast. What is this one?
Oh, I forget. That's a protective one. It could be like
Jet.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Jet's kind of light, so for this, it's a little light. Like that one.
And then tourmaline.
Oh, I love tourmaline. You know what's crazy is tourmaline. Like I've had like a rock that was tourmaline, and as all of the things around me were negative, it literally started to break.
Oh, really?
Well, and that's what it's supposed to. Like that's the thing about tourmaline is it will break over time. Especially if you don't cleanse it a lot. But you're technically not supposed to cleanse it. So.
Oh, really?
I mean, tourmaline takes negative energy and turns it into positive.
Right. So tourmalines are really good for this kind of time. And the shungite. This would be good. This is malachite. And what this is good for is right below the rib cage. There's the solar plexus. Put the malachite over that. It sucks out the negativity.
Nice.
So that's what that's for. So this kind of heavy energy for today. This is good stuff to help with that.
So every single day, you said the sun or the moon visits the
moon. The moon. The sun moves a lot slower.
So the moon visits different nakshatras, and today was this cat. You said
a Slasha. Well, the serpent is the deity. Nagas are considered deities. They're extra dimensional. There's snakes that you see, and there's nagas, which are celestial serpents. They can take a humanoid form. Mm-hmm. They're like fairies.
Oh, okay.
They are like fairies. They're like fairies. But they take a snake form. They can take a snake form. They can take a half snake, half person form, and then they can take a what is that? Just like a humanoid form. They just look a little different than people. They're more beautiful, actually. Oh. They have. They describe that they have sharper features. Like their features are sharper, and their skin color and eye color is a little bit different than the average person. Like you don't really see too many people with purple eyes and stuff.
Right. Oh, show me your. Oh. Hers didn't coil at all.
No, he's just chilling.
Yeah, he's a relaxed snake.
Yeah.
Fine.
There you go. There's a snake bird named Takshika.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know if those little tiny wings are really gonna do anything for him, but
no, they're magical wings.
They're magical,
right.
Man.
They work through magic. Those are his fairy wings. He's still transforming.
Right.
Anywho, so what else is there to tell us about today?
So,
I have a question. So so based off of today with the energy, what would be the best thing to concentrate on, like as far as like spiritually, in your opinion?
Oh, the best thing to concentrate on for today would most likely, I would think, be raising your energy level and also grounding yourself out at the same time, which kind of seem like a contradiction. But the thing is that the energy, if the energy is overwhelming you because you're a sensitive person, you got to kind of ground out. And if the energy, if you feel like you're being dragged down, then you need to kind of lift yourself up because the energy can kind of try and drag you down today. That's kind of what it does. It can kind of be like, drag you down.
Yeah.
And so the best thing to do is to kind of remain light.
Yeah.
So that you don't get dragged down.
Yeah.
Kind of like gravity, you know? It's like when it's pull you down to the ground, people can be heavy, situations can be heavy. So it's best to kind of take a light attitude.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of float above the problems. Generally speaking, especially, you know, with all the heavy emotion stuff, people are going to try and test you. People are going to try and get in your face sometimes. And especially because the clinginess thing, it creates that kind of a attitude. Maybe misunderstood emotions too will come up, you know. So it's important to kind of remain light and relaxed and then see where things go.
Nice. And so what about tomorrow? What would be the best day?
Right. So we'll get into tomorrow too. That's probably good because
because it's like, you know, people are probably about to go to sleep.
Right. Well, no, also there's parts of the world where it's just morning.
Oh yeah. So
We go around the world.
Nice. What up, world?
Yeah, no, we get people from India and Europe and Australia and everywhere. So the thing is that tomorrow is going to be Maga, right? And that would be Dvitiya. So that would be a much better feeling day, I should think. Maga, so Dvitiya means it's the second day of the waxing moon, right? So there's lunar days. So the second day of the waxing moon is about stability. The energy will be more stable, more grounded. Like today wants to start things, but then the Slasha thing kind of changes the polarity. Where you want to start is something heavy. Tomorrow is going to be more stable, more grounded, and the star is going to be Maga, right? Maga means the throne, or he means cloud. One of the names for Indra, which is the sky god, is Maghavan, or Lord of the Clouds.
So what nakshatra is it going to be in?
And the nakshatra is going to be Maga.
Oh, so Maga is the nakshatra. Is there like an animal associated with it?
The deity for that is the ancestors.
Oh, okay.
They call them the Pitris.
So if you were going to suggest anybody for like energy work as far as tomorrow and like a goal on what they should concentrate on, what would it be?
It would be ancestors.
So just like your ancestors?
Yeah, remember your ancestors. Thank your ancestors. Look at your ancestor spirits. Now, ancestors doesn't necessarily have to mean your grandpa and your grandma. It can also mean the people in a lineage that you follow. Like some people have traditions that they follow. Or it can also mean like spiritual ancestors in the sense of, say, people that you look up to from the past. They can also kind of be like ancestors because they're people that you take inspiration from.
Okay.
But also just like your physical ancestors as well. And, you know, you can look into some of the ancestral stuff that's there. They're the ones that rule over that sign. And it's got to do a lot with that energy. So that's a very powerful time. You may be thinking of, it's good to read about history also. It's more like of a past, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's good to maybe read history or things that had been. You can study history and learn from it as well.
Yeah.
The other thing they say that's really good is celebrations. Like pompous, like
hey,
lots
we
of
should have our Friendsgiving on Friday. That's what I was saying.
Oh yeah,
I did say that. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's good for it's good for like showy things and happy things. Like if you're gonna do they use words like coronation. They use words like award ceremony, things like that. You do on Maga. They say it's good to loan money on Maga. It's good to ask for money on Maga.
Like people or
yeah,
or like okay.
It's good to donate on Maga. because these are things that please the ancestors as well.
What about doing some sort of like gratitude?
Right, exactly. Doing something of gratitude, because we come from somewhere, and also there's a lot of strength that you can get from your ancestors. They've been through a lot, They've been through a whole hell of a lot, and so they had to really rise above too, and you can draw your strength from the things that they've done. Because they had to face, I mean, you go back 1,000, 2,000 years, it was crazy. Or 10,000 years. There's people, all those people had to survive somehow to make sure that they could have kids, that they could have kids, that they could have kids that were here.
Right.
I mean, you can imagine guys like fighting with woolly mammoths or something.
I know, right?
It's true. I mean, that happened, right?
Yeah.
There had to be some hardcore people, so they can give you some strength.
Yeah, man.
And it could be, yeah.
There was some power that people had back in the day, and other stuff too, But I'm just giving an example there. But I tend to try and draw my strength from my ancestors a lot. Well, I can trace my ancestors back to about like the year 800 or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, on my dad's side.
Oh, go on.
No, I was gonna say on my dad's side, we've traced it back all the way to England.
Yeah, I have Irish ancestors.
Yeah, I actually came from royalty.
Yeah, there was 3 brothers that were made kings, high kings of Ireland.
Oh, nice.
And then they got deposed, and then they moved to a nearby area, and they were because they were kings before, they were called they're actually made into druids, which were like the priests or the Brahmins of the area. And then they were kind of like administrative officials. And then they used to do the rituals, and they specialized in the speaking of stories and the making of satires, which was, they used to say that they called them bards. It's called bardic druidism, where you have the ability to speak a satire. They said that a satire can destroy a kingdom or kill a king.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how these days they have mimetic magic.
Yeah.
People make a meme and then it smashes things. Kind of like that. Satire is very powerful.
I love satire.
That's why comedy's under attack. When you do comedy, it's like magic. It's a form of magic. Comedy is a form of magic. Yeah. You see, think about this. What is it that people? Why do people listen to the rules? Because they're under the illusion that somebody's in authority.
Right.
You can smash that illusion by pointing out how silly it is. That's the power of comedy. Why do you think that comedy is so censored now?
Yeah, it is. And it's crazy because like Jon Stewart's literally like in court right now. Like he's in like Supreme Court. Actually, and Jon Stewart is like one of my favorite. Like I look up to him. Like, but he tell you all day long. He's like, I'm a comedian. I'm not a journalist. But he like left, Comedy Central, and now he's really out there like actually doing real work. Like he's behind what he's saying. Like even though it is comedy, it is still like it still has like a whole message behind it.
Yeah, no, comedy really
political comedy too.
Comedy really is supposed to have a message. That's what satire is.
Exactly.
You point out the silliness of something and makes it weak.
Right.
That's why they want to control speech. That's why they want to control so much stuff, expression, all these things. They want to control it because it shows the silliness of what's power. So they don't want people to know what art. You see what I'm saying? You can make some art and they're like, oh, I don't like it. That's bad. That's a way, because the art shows the truth.
I'm proud. I did not. She traced this and then I just colored it in just so everyone else.
You didn't have to spell that information.
Oh, I tried to draw. Mine looks scary.
No, you should put it out there. It's awesome.
It's a male buffalo.
And this is a female one. But one is drawn by Oh god. Anywho. So anyway, what else are we gonna cover?
Yeah, this is what we do here. We just have fun and draw pictures.
Mm-hmm.
This is the life. Oh yeah, see.
We're abundant in colorful stuff.
Creativity. We make magic here. That's our job.
So where did
And
that
we
happen?
share love and good feelings with people.
Mm-hmm.
And good food.
And good food.
Literally every single time I hang out with you guys, we're always eating something good, especially for girly. So.
Oh
yeah.
man. So, what would be a good thought to finish out tonight with? I guess for preparation for tomorrow.
Be grateful for the good things that have come into your life. This is time. Yeah, tomorrow is a good time of grounding yourself in gratitude of the things that you've been given by those people that have struggled to bring it to you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, ancestors.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, no,
Thanks,
lots of
Grandma,
generations
Grandpa.
of people have had to struggle and suffer, and we're sitting here in happiness. And it's like they didn't have happiness either, but it's a lot that people had to go through to survive in those hard times.
Mm-hmm.
There was the burning times, and they were chasing people down. There was all kinds of crazy stuff that happened, and somehow people survived and passed down knowledge to us.
Right.
The Mughals massacred like almost 1 billion Hindus in India, like over the years. That's crazy. Like those people just like had to like. There's so much craziness happened in history, and so many people like had to suffer just so little knowledge can survive to the current day. So it's just kind of like being grounded in gratitude for the suffering that people had to go through, for all the cuckoo-ness.
Yeah. And it's pretty amazing how being grateful immediately grounds you. It brings you to that like humble state of like beginning where you're like, man, I didn't have to pave this road. Like this road was already kind of paved for me.
Right.
And I'm just kind of going down the road because it's there for me. And granted, it might not be like perfectly paved and it might be a rocky road, but we have to be grateful that there is at least a path that's available to
Right.
Pour out a little bit of your drink on the ground and be like, this is for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Like that's a thing people do. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything. It could be water.
Yeah.
The drink of the gods. So.
Water is the drink of the gods.
Reverse osmosis.
Yeah. So be grateful that.
I'm just gonna pour it on the ground here.
No.
Well, I
That's
wait
for
till I go
tomorrow
outside.
anyway.
Oh yeah, I gotta wait till I go outside to do it.
It's tomorrow anyway.
So, if anyone is interested in a coloring book series of these, I feel like we could definitely put together a coloring book.
Oh,
that'd be really awesome.
That would be awesome. A coloring book.
She
See?
could do that.
Bingo.
We'll have a coloring book for you.
Coloring book. Oh, you can't see it because it's color, but it's blue now.
And those wings really took a step up because the other ones were about to do nothing.
You remember the little bees I drew earlier? Well, now they're not bees anymore. They're actual wings.
Bees in the track.
Bees in the track. Yeah. I'm very happy.
It was a pun that Beyonce said one time because she called herself Bee in the track and then also being in the track. It was really
bees in the track.
Bees. Anyways, yeah.
Beyonce, you're fun.
Yeah.
I'm so scared. The mischievous energy of today.
Oh yeah.
Kitty. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's a very deep and thoughtful note, and thank you all for asking your questions, because I am like specialized in this, but for me, I have like a lot of jargon I don't know how to like translate it into words and applicable for like people that don't understand all the jargon that I use. So thank you for like drawing forth the essence of what I was trying to say.
Layman's terms.
Well, just it's I prefer to look at it like it's not layman. It's just we have to be able to to validate whatever knowledge there is with our own experience. You know, I'm a specialist in this, but the fact of the matter is that if I just spout out a lot of jargon, it has no meaning for you.
Right.
And for me, it's more important that the knowledge, the meaning is something that you can embrace, individual. You know what I mean? So much of stuff is like mass market. So much of stuff it's not tailored for the individual, and that's what's important. I want a transformation, something you can take away. Anyway.
Alrighty. Well, I definitely took something from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.